a couple of weeks since I made a video, but hopefully I will fix this soon, and I'm planning to make a couple of videos this week, so hopefully I'll be back later. But this week I wanted to do the literary dinner party tag, and I know this tag is kind of really old. I think everyone else did it a couple weeks ago or months ago, but I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I had it written out for a couple weeks ago, then I lost it, and so we're going to do it today. So the rules of this tag are that you're having a dinner party and you have to invite 11 literary guests, and there's different categories. So I'm going to start with the first one, obviously, and that's one character who cooks or likes to cook so that they can cook for the party. I had trouble thinking of a character who liked to cook that I actually liked, because most of the time in books, characters who like to cook are like people's parents. After deliberation, I finally settled on Martha from The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I kind of just assumed she could cook because she's a maid and she grew up on, in a tiny house with lots of kids. But she's just I just really like her. She's really honest and she's really frank. And I think she'd be really interesting there with her, kind of common country ways. So that is who will be cooking for the dinner party, and that will be interesting to see how she meshes with the next character, who is one character who has money to fund the party. I chose Nana from Nana by Emile Zola because she herself might not have money, but she has a lot of boyfriends who do have money, and she can put a couple of them in jail to, fund my very extravagant dinner party. The next character is one character who might cause a scene, and I chose Masca Mai from Fly By Night by Frances Harding. I really like Masca. I don't think she'd make a scene by causing drama or anything, but she would kind of mess everything up, her and her pet goose. And I just loved her as a character. She was so great. The next character is one character who's funny and amusing, and I chose Anne from Anne of Green Gables. And Anne is a lot similar to Masca in a lot of ways, except maybe a little toned down and a little more realistic. But Anne of Green Gables is one of my favorite books. I don't really care for the ensuing series, but I really like that book. And obviously it'd be really interesting to talk to one of my heroines and to have her at my dinner party. This next character is kind of a cop-out, and it's supposed to be one character who is super social or popular, but I couldn't really think of any. So I chose Briar Moss from Tamora Pierce's Emlon books, just because I really like him, and I've kind of had a crush on him since I was 11, so obviously I'd want him there. The next category is one villain. This is another Tamora Pierce character, and it's from the Becker Cooper trilogy book Bloodhound, and I choose Pearl Skinner. I had a lot of trouble thinking of a villain who wasn't Lord Voldemort, and then I thought of Pearl Skinner, and she was perfect because she's just incredibly rude and incredibly nasty, and she has these pearl teeth that she paid hundreds of dollars or currency for, and she's just such a horrible person. One couple that doesn't have to be romantic, I choose Percy Weasley and Oliver Wood from Harry Potter because in my mind they're, as close as can be because they're perfect. I really like Percy and I really like Oliver, and I really like how their personalities clash, so they'd be interesting. One hero or heroine. I chose Rowan Hood from the Rowan Hood series by Nancy Springer just because she kind of exemplifies everything a heroine is for me. She's really brave and everything, but she's also still a very realistic person, and she still has flaws, and she still is kind of groping with these internal struggles. Next is one underappreciated character, and I choose Elizabeth. Elizabeth from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. Elizabeth isn't, underappreciated as in she's a background character. She's one of the main characters, obviously, but I feel like a lot of people don't really think about her character as a person. As a person, she's kind of a recluse and she's kind of strange, but I still think she'd be really interesting to talk to once you kind of pulled her out of her shell, which would take a long time, but I still think she's just kind of this intensely, interesting person. The last category is one character of your own choosing, and I chose Bitterblue from the Graceling trilogy by Kristen Cashore. I chose Bitterblue because she's just another character that I really look up to, a lot of the characters on this list, and I really like her leadership skills and her just her personality in general. So hopefully I'll have more videos up next week. I'm reading a book called Wildwood right now that I hope to have a review on, and other things planned, so I'll see you later.